the embargo
Hey everybody!
today? Oops, sorry.
I am Chloe, and we are here with the Turtle Rock live stream. I'm here with Scott Flanders.
Hi.
Scott is a concept artist here at Turtle Rock Studios. Scott, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah, so involved in a lot of the initial brainstorming and ideation for all kinds of stuff, characters, creatures, environments.
Since Turtle Rock was 12 people.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, not exactly the real beginning. There's like the real old school veterans, but
Right.
but yeah, back when it was 12 people in a garage at the beginning of Evolve. Yeah. That was it.
And so you had a big hand in kind of helping Phil with the overall look for, concepting wildlife and the look of Evolve, because that's changed a lot over the years.
Yes, I have played a role for better or for worse. There have been times.
Oh.
And that's true. Like that, early on, there was a lot we had to learn, and there were a lot of directions we went that weren't correct for the game. But yeah, in the end, yeah, a lot of good people came on and helped us get where we are now, and things look really good.
Yay! And we haven't had a concept artist on the stream yet. So how do you start? Because I know I've seen a lot of your hunter silhouettes. If anybody has the art book, there's a big silhouette page, a whole bunch of different character ideas, and that's Scott's work. So how do you start? Like what's your sort of spawn point for creating new hunters?
Well, usually, for example, that page of silhouettes, that started at me and TJ is like our senior concept guy, and Mike Brainerd hanging out at Flame Broiler like one night after the gym, and we're all just brainstorming about what could be cool. We had started to hear the rumor that we're gonna go 20 characters instead, like 20 unique loadouts, and so we just started geeking out about all the different possibilities, and that's actually usually how it starts, is with conversations and people getting excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We get excited. I know I one thing I love about working here is that you can just sit someone down and start talking about what they work on, and everybody gets like, oh well, blah 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 blah, and everybody's really into it. So I think that shows in the characters that we've come up with. So you were talking about before the stream a little bit about how you work with Chris on sort of the loadouts and how that sort of starts the inspiration.
Yeah. Okay. So. Like I said, it's usually sort of organic. It's a little bit of back and forth, but from my perspective, what seems to be the best process is when Chris will usually consider loadouts for quite a long time before he reveals them, or starts talking to people about them, working things out, trying to do something new and fun, and then he'll pull some guys into a room, different groups of people at different times, and he'll kind of spitball. He'll run that idea by me or some other guys and kind of see where that goes and see what happens. And usually it doesn't take long until I kind of start to see where he's going, see the potential for a character in that, get excited, and I'll just kind of start like ranting and raving, like, oh, it could be like this, I mentioned earlier, we were talking about Maggie and Daisy. This is a good example of how the collaborative aspect of the character design works. We knew we were going to have trappers. We knew we were going to have what's the word I'm looking for? Movement. We knew we were going to have the domes and harpoon traps and all that stuff.
Oh
right?
yeah.
But we didn't necessarily have a tracking dog or something like that.
Right.
So, but in that sheet of silhouettes, I was inspired by these guys, like these African hyena men. They're called. That's like their nickname. But they're these really hardcore gangster guys that keep baboons and hyenas on chains and use them to intimidate their rival gangs. And it's like a pit bull or something, but like stage 3 pit bull. But anyway, so I thought that was a really interesting idea. And then to take that that really dangerous, intimidating visual and transfer it to a woman seemed even more interesting. And so that's kind of where Maggie and Daisy had their birth.
Dude, Maggie's so much more badass than I knew.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I can see her getting pissed off and just being like, Daisy,
sickle,
kill. Yeah. That's awesome. So let's focus in on these tier 4 hunters that we're talking about, because I know that's what everybody is actually here for, is more information about new hunters. Yay! So we've got their idle animations up here on the select screen. So if we could take a look at Slim, our medic, first. Slim is our first not entirely human character.
Yeah, and he's one of my personal favorites. I love this guy. He's an answer to this big, long-standing question and desire we had in the studio for an alien character. It's sci-fi. Genre is usually overrun with aliens, and that's half the fun of sci-fi.
Right.
But part of what's cool about the Evolve world is this anchoring in reality, this like frontier wilderness. And our art director, creative director Phil, he has like pretty strong opinions about aliens and stuff like that. So we had to find a different answer, and our writer Matt Colville references these wars when he was figuring out Hyde's backstory. He references the mutagen wars, where they use their chem sprayers to fight these guys, the Basilisk soldiers, and that just like was the fucking cool part of my French.
No, you're fine.
Okay, that was like
this is a mature game. You can say all the F words you want.
That was
We had
like
Phil on here.
The coolest thing I'd like. That was just the coolest, most evocative idea I'd heard in a while. So, talking with those guys about some kind of alien, like it started to make sense. Like maybe instead of an alien, our answer for the evolved universe in our direction is mutation. It's perfectly in line with the idea of the name of the game itself, Evolve. It's about mutation, evolution, life struggling to adapt and change, things growing, survival. So mutants seemed to fit. That was our visual answer to the desire for diverse humanoid characters.
Yeah, so Slim's been, his genes were spliced with insect in order to make them, I think, more resilient, because he's got kind of a chitinous armor sort of look to his...
So he's like, his DNA is spliced with arthropods, so that's not necessarily, he's not necessarily like a bug, but arthropods includes like sea scorpions and, or like an ancient lineage of, insect, scorpions, I think spiders, so crabs. So basically all these really interesting armored creatures, like hardcore armored creatures.
That's very cool.
And part of the idea was that these guys, these Basilisk soldiers, there would be different classes. In the same way we have our various hunter classes, there could be an assault class Basilisk soldier that could use his like huge mandible claw to like rip through the hull of a ship and then allow the smaller guys to board.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
Yeah, and their exoskeleton, suit shit would allow them to fly through the vacuum of space, and like nerdy stuff to wazoo. But we got really excited about it, and I think we got a good.
So we ended up with a combat medic.
Yeah.
He's our first combat medic. Really, he leeches health from the monster, and it recharges his health burst. We'll actually go into a little bit more detail about his gameplay mechanics when I sit down with our gameplay programmer in a little bit later on.
The smart guy.
We got so much more to pick your brain about. So I love that he's got wings instead of a jetpack. Was that a difficult decision, or did that seem kind of natural once you went
That was natural and fun.
Yeah.
Something that really a lot of us really pushed for.
And they're so pretty. Like I love watching him fall out of the dropship because it's just like I love the design of them. I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of people. This was a very contentious character, and it makes sense that it would be so because he's a freaking bug man. So, but yeah, a lot of people thought those wings would be stupid, but they turn out to be really fun. This character, in my opinion, he perfectly, he walks that line of like humor and he has all the right like lovable qualities. He's got all the right nostalgic qualities. He references like old school gunslingers.
Yeah.
Guys like James Coburn and what's his face? What?
No, it's cool.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, and he's extremely expressive considering that his eyes take up like half of his face. There's still so much personality there.
That's part of that mouth. That's that James Coburn mouth. That guy just had this like grim cowboy smile, and that cigarette. There's nothing more humanizing on a bug man than a dude smoking a cigarette.
That's really funny. This is actually kind of a grim team. They're all a little scowly. Yeah. We did have a murmuring from the godlike Jess voice in my ear. Can I? Yeah.
Yes.
Let's we've got some concept art of Slim. So Jess, do you want to hit us with that? And Scott can elaborate. Ooh.
Okay, so this is not by me. This art is some good stuff. Some people helped us out with early on in the process. So initially all our work, all the stuff we had for Slim was too far. It was too far out there. It was too much like mainstream, sci-fi alien concept art, like just too almost like untraceably common. Like it's just kind of forgettable, and or influenced by other competitor games and stuff.
Right.
So some of this stuff was a little to me was a little too like Destiny or something, like a little too like a pirate. I don't know. It wasn't quite right yet, but the one on the, I think it would be, they're right, was starting to get closer. That one started to feel correct.
Yeah, I think that what we've tried to do in our hunter characters and our monsters is make them relatable, right? We want you to feel some sort of empathy, even with the monsters.
Yeah.
So taking a character like this and making him too alien-like and too much of a departure from human is not where we want to go with that.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly Phil's concern, and that's why usually kind of steers us away from some of this weirder crap. So you need those counterbalancing elements to like you just said to this guy, for example. This guy looks crazy.
A lot.
But his
even with his
starting to get there.
Yeah, his costume starts to look more human.
His head is ridiculous. So like a lot of the way we would. It was always a back and forth. Like basically, Phil is like he's like, I don't know what the right term is, like a barometer. He's like our maybe a barometer. Right?
Grounding force.
Yeah, he has like the taste. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like I'll be working on something and basically if I can make Phil happy, if it's something he feels proud about, like he feels good about, then I know okay, this shit's gonna be cool. Like if I feel good about it, he feels good about it, this thing's gonna be cool. And so we'll kind of go back and forth like that, and be like, "Yeah, that looks stupid." But okay.
Awesome.
Dig into it for a
Do
while.
we have any more Slim or? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's move on. Who would you like to talk about next? Should we hit Crow?
Sure. Those guys are buddies. Those guys go together.
They are buddies.
Yeah, and actually, initially all four of these guys. Early on, we weren't sure how we were going to market them or release them, so we talked about like pairing them. A lot of the ideas were they were meant to like complement each other. So it was like Crow and Slim, these two guys surviving out in the wilderness together. These two old like hunting buddies. The refugee of the mutagen wars, hiding in the wilderness of Sheer to get away from. He's the kind of guy that Abe would be hunting down to collect a bounty on.
And we talked a little bit about the idea that these guys were already on Sheer. Yeah. So while Cabot and his crew came in after the invasion to kind of deal with that, these guys were here, and these guys have been dealing with it a little bit longer. So Crow was actually sent out here to scope out Sheer ages ago, and has been sort of surviving. Yeah, and that's his job.
He's like this guy. This guy's like dear to my heart. Like very in line with a lot of the principal ideas. Related to our art direction, this idea of like a savage sci-fi frontier. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, this guy really he defines that. He encompasses all of that with his like Blitz leopard mantle, taken from one of the like top predators of the planet. In the same way, an old American mountain man would have taken the hide of a grizzly bear or a timber wolf and worn it.
Yeah, and a straight, like, not at all sci-fi, just like axe hanging from his belt.
That's a trench hawk. Like,
I'm sorry, I have no idea.
They use that shit, and that's just popular in Afghanistan. Soldiers use that stuff.
Oh Christ! Okay, that's serious. That's very cool. Yeah, and he definitely got that, like, I can survive indefinitely on my own, no big deal, with just my little bat ray for help. I gotta say, I need to shout out to our animators because Gobi is freaking adorable with he's got so much personality in his little movements and the way he looks at Crow, and he's just awesome. Yeah,
he is the counterbalance to Crow's stoicism. So like Crow is our like that kind of classic I don't know what you'd call him, like that he has some of
type.
That that silent like Native American warrior kind of thing going on, right? So that counterbalance of expression, or the focal point of expression, is Gobi.
Yeah, but he's also based on I think Mongolian, like they use falconers or something.
Yes, there's this like tribe, I can't remember the exact name of the people in Mongolia, but they ride horses across the plains and hunt wolves with golden eagles.
There's a mashup.
Pretty amazing. Yeah.
Draw inspiration from all sorts of places.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else we got here?
Oh yeah, here's some
look.
concept. Yeah, like see early on. I mean, if you look even earlier back, we probably don't want to share that stuff because it's a little too corny. But some of my like initial, sort of like knee-jerk reactions to the idea of like a sheer mountain man, they're pretty crazy. They're guys in freaking like coonskin caps, or like pretty like one-to-one. I like them, but they're a little too much.
A little on the nose.
Yeah, a little on the nose. So like when we, along the way, this was sort of where we this is when we really hit on the specific direction for Crow, the idea of him being Mongolian with the guy on the left. There's this old book, it's in the public domain, Dersu the Trapper. It's about this Russian frontiersman in Siberia in early, I think it's like late 1800s. These guys, it's basically the equivalent of the American frontier, but in Russia and Siberia.
Damn.
So you have this like really neat mixture of Russian, Asian wildlife, like Siberian tigers and Amur leopards and black bears, and I think they might even have hyenas. I don't know, maybe not. But they got wolves. They just have all this crazy stuff and this amazing savage landscape that, anyway, so that's where, figuring that out made Crow, it added this element of exoticism, I think that's the right word, that seemed to fit with him really well. It kind of took him out of that corny American, bearded mountain man thing.
Because I think that's definitely a personality type. Like it doesn't matter where you are, what culture you're coming from. There's a certain type of person who can do that sort of survival lone wolf.
The hermit, the survivalist.
Yeah.
There's an appeal, I think, for a lot of people to retreat from the constraints of society. Right? There's like no war, no money. Just the guy getting away from it all, like hanging out with his buddy around a campfire, smoking pipes, eating, venison from a fresh, whatever, Armadon venison, whatever the hell, I don't know. Like that idea of those two characters hanging out together, like, really appealed to, like, the little boy in me. So
very nice. Yeah, let's do a couple games. We're gonna give you guys a break from all of the talking. I'm sure you're anxious to see them. Don't apologize for sharing your interesting information. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask them. We are here for you guys. So let's jump into a game, and then we'll talk some more about Sunny and Torvald after a game or two. So we get to see Slim in action. Slim and
yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. We're going to see this game from... Sorry, you guys get to hear me responding to the voice in my head that you can't hear, so I promise there is someone speaking into my ear. I'm not just like, oh, yes, voices in my head. Yeah.
I am actually doing that.
Yeah, it gets a little silly around here, but that's what you come for, right? Hey, Turtle Rock. So yeah, we get to see our super cool crew here, and looks like we got a behemoth. Behemoth. He's so cool.
He's our big boy.
Yeah, I actually played him for the first time earlier today in a playtest, and I was like, this is so cool. Yeah. I was just rolling around, and there's nothing like rolling over someone. That's like extremely satisfying.
Yeah, our MO with this guy is just like big. That's like the defining characteristic. As big as we can,
Yeah, when I was watching the, we played him on the new maps on Monday, and just seeing him fit through these tiny, like,
corridors,
tunnels, and you're like, yep, that's as big as we can make a monster. Yeah. That is it. That's
ignore collision.
Yeah. You're like, this is gonna take some fancy footwork to program so it doesn't mess up.
Oh, look at that. Ragdoll Mega Mouth.
Yep, getting a buff there. Good start. I actually don't remember who we have playing. Let's see. We have Lee on Assault. Daniel Phillips on Trapper. When you guys saw him do the maps.
Yeah. In
a previous stream.
DP.
Medic is sorry? What?
Dylan Santuza.
Dylan, one of our QA testers, and Fernando on support, another Sam Potter's monster. So we've got some QA all-stars in the house. That's exciting. You guys will see some pretty cool play. I hopefully. We seem to, well, yeah, we're getting some stuff happening here. Reavers, boo Reavers. So apparently Jess wants to come in here and do the stream.
Yeah. You're not the boss of me, Jess.
Somebody's dying over there, and our medic is just sort of hanging out shooting wildlife. So basically what he's using right now is the leech gun. Leech gun is super cool. It basically, his healing burst, it's directly related to his healing burst. So his healing burst will recharge the same way that a normal medic's would, but if he's shooting things with the leeching gun, it'll recharge a lot faster.
Yeah, based on how much damage he's dealing out,
yeah.
His healing burst will be very...
And he also has more radius on it, so he can heal teammates who are further away. So right now, he needs to kind of get over towards that trapper so that he can pop a healing burst. And actually, what he just did there was his cute little drone bug thing that goes out and heals. So he can send that out. It'll pop up a little green arrow above the character so that you know you're sending it to the right one. And they can be really far away. I don't actually, we can probably ask Gary in a little bit what the range is on that. But it's great for getting people up from in-cap.
And it's good and sneaky. It's really small, so it's a little harder for the monster to notice. I mean, he has to really be aware and paying attention. But you can put that down on an in-cap buddy. If monster isn't focusing, that in-cap guy, put that bug down and go about your business.
And it will disappear when you take damage, but out of combat is a great way to get your teammates healed up. If they're, if you guys are split, you can send it off to the other side and they'll get healed even at a distance. I know you are not the weapons guy, but did you have, were you involved in designing the weapons for these hunters? Or?
Not really. Like really, it's always like high level kind of stuff. So I mean, part of the reason we ended up going with Slim for this loadout, Chris had the idea of a leeching gun, like something that would steal health and give it to someone, or a healing drone. So we had these different variables, these different elements, and a smoke grenade. So we're thinking, if he's that guy, then it makes sense the idea of stealing health. There's the leech in nature, which steals blood, so that fits with him. The healing drone could be a little insect buddy, it'd be kind of cute. Everybody loves pets, Yeah. And then the smoke grenade are like they're some kind of spores, or some kind of. Anyway,
and those spores
that's
about
as far as I get into it. We have guys that are way smarter and better at figuring this stuff out.
We have the spores are really cool because you shoot them at the monster and then he can't smell. So he has to get out of that cloud. It's a good area of denial, and it's also, I think a lot of monsters starting out will not understand how useful it is.
Yeah.
Because, how much it needs to be respected. Because when you can't see the outlines of hunters, it's almost like you're blind.
Yeah.
Like you can still see them in game, but having them no outline, no tag, it's very unsettling, I think, the first few times that you see it as a monster.
Yeah, and the effect in general, just the more, you guys know who played this game, the more, when you're in the shit, there's so many effects on the screen that you can literally, use that to your advantage. So that's also part of your sense. So I think when you put that sport cloud down, and it's not only making it slightly difficult for him to see, but yeah, you literally can't see your snip outline.
Yeah. I guess we're having some mic stuff. Can you cuddle in here, Scott?
Sorry.
We want you guys to hear all of this.
My bad.
No worries. We gotta share a mic.
Okay.
But is that better, everybody? Can you hear us better? All right, I'm louder. Okay, fine. Here,
Sorry.
You get more of the mic.
My bad.
It's like we don't have a volume button out there or something.
It's my remote, bro.
Oh! Apparently sass only goes one way today. It's all coming from Jess. Alright, so we've got that healing burst coming out as often as it is up, because honestly that is the best thing. It's just, he's not only doing damage, but he's also really keeping his team topped up. He doesn't have a healing gun, he doesn't have another method of doing that, so.
Yeah, it is your responsibility to be in the action as Slim, whether it's a monster or wildlife. You just need to be next to things that you can steal health from.
Yeah, because in combat, you're not going to be able to send out your little healing drone. Like that doesn't work. So
like Jess's advice in the post on the on our blog or whatever, it's just you gotta be shooting that gun all the time.
Yep.
Just go nuts.
Yep. Yeah. Keep everybody healed up. Also, I feel like a lot of medics don't keep an eye on their own health. So right now, they're not anywhere near the monster. He should probably be heal bursting to make sure that he is super topped up. But everybody's gonna have their own strategy. So I love Slim. I like to play Slim. He's super fun.
Yeah, he's definitely like my favorite guy. He's so different.
It works for my playstyle because I tend to be a little overly aggressive, which is why I play Assault a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, pop my shield and run in and like smash things. And Slim is kind of like that. You don't have to babysit him quite as much as maybe some of the other medics.
Yeah.
When he gets focused, he has that the spore bomb, so he can kind of make himself a little bit less visible. And then
I think it's the ability cooldown perk or whatever, the recharge or reload perk.
Yeah, reload
right?
perk.
I take that one with him just to speed up that his healing burst as well.
Yeah, I mean you can see they're doing a
tankier.
ton of damage to him.
I mean, there have been battles. I mean, it really depends on skill level of who we're fighting in the studio, right? But there's been some guys that fight as Behemoth. Behemoth be like on top of me, and you're just like, it's a one-on-one with Slim and Behemoth. But then there are other guys that are just like, you're dead. So I think it's probably a skill thing. But you can really get in the fight as Slim and have a lot of fun. It's a really different way to play a medic.
Yeah. So we just saw him send out his little drone bug over to that person who needed some healing. He couldn't see him. He was far away, but all he needed to do was figure out where that little green arrow was and send him off. So that is super helpful. Yeah, they're doing really well this game. Behemoth really has a learning curve too. Like we found that when we showed him press, and
But he's a big fat boy, so he's a big target.
he's a big target.
And there's a lot of open this map. There's a lot of
Yeah, but that's why we gave him, so much health and armor, is because if you're going to be able to hit him all the time, he needs to be able to take it. So he's much tankier than any of our other
He was
monsters.
engaging that last battle. You guys know he was in a pretty open spot right there, so it's a pretty bad place to fight guys like Crow with his stasis gun and his ability to like pierce your shields. Okay.
All right, so we are going to talk about, let's start with, let's do Torvald and leave our beautiful Sunny for last.
Okay. You mean
I'll just make...
TJ, or should I say Phil? I don't know.
Yeah, apparently all you have to do is put a beard on a guy and he looks like everyone.
That is true.
Everybody
like, always
our forums people are like, oh, is it based on Phil? Is it based on Chris? No. It's just, I mean, I think it was originally sort of TJ inspired.
It really was, yeah. It straight up was.
TJ
It's like TJ is like our senior guy. It had probably the biggest influence on most of the visuals in our game and stuff. So from my perspective, it was me in a silhouette. I made a guy who was like a Captain Ahab Viking, and it was basically like a little nod to my buddy. Kicked so much ass on the game. This is like his dream character. Like he would love to be he used to be a bodybuilder, so this is like his dream. Like if I could just like be part machine, then I could lift up trucks with my hand.
TJ
like,
used to be a bodybuilder?
Yeah. I mean, can't look at that guy. He's like a truck. Yeah.
What? All right, I guess we're gonna look at some concept art while we wait for Torvald's idle animation. That phrase just completely escaped my universe. Here we go. So this is super early. Am I like?
Yeah, this is pretty early. So this is like,
But we've got the elements that are there. The sort of half cyborg, tech,
half man,
half body,
half cyborg type thing. Definitely more. If left to my own devices, I'll tend to go with stuff like furs and cloaks and do stuff that's maybe not. Where the hell would this guy get a bear fur on sheer? That's retarded. But I thought, hey, this will look so cool, man. But that got nixed because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we don't have any furry creatures on sheer.
That was a rule we made
early
on.
But it makes me sad because we don't like the level of cuteness is somewhat diminished by lack of fur, I think.
Yeah, we all went with sharks. It was like shark skin.
Yeah, I know. We got a reptile thing going on. That's okay. It's okay. So let's see.
Okay, Torvald.
We got another one. Oh, here we go. This is the man himself. I love the tattoos. I think they're so cool. I think there's something about it that just sort of accentuates the fact that it's skin
Yeah.
in contrast to the metal.
Yeah, tattoos are hardcore, man. Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
Tattoos
that's
are
how
cool.
you show what a badass you are.
Yeah, there's some like something about this idea of the space Viking is so fun. That contrast is so intense.
Well, we have space Russians and space Polish
Yeah.
people, and you know why the hell not? We
Yeah,
got a
why
bug
not?
person for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got some pretty sick shoulder cannons. I feel like those have been in his concept for a long time. Is
They
that?
have the idea of the mortars. That was Chris's idea for the loadout. And then we were just thinking, hey, his jetpack shape could kind of reference, like subconsciously, the Mjolnir's hammer, Thor's hammer from Norse
Oh
mythology.
yeah.
So that's kind of the idea, that it's somewhat, there's a little bit of negative space in here that diminishes that read, but that's the idea, is that you have that T hammer shape.
Yeah, it's
He is the hammer of Thor.
And let's see, what do you know what like his backstory is?
Sort of. Like there was initially, I was really attracted to this idea of like the future Captain Ahab. So the guy who had like fought the beast, the Leviathan, and been scarred or torn, lived to tell the tale, and then
Right.
carried this vendetta with him, against.
Because we've got that dropship banter where he talks
Yeah.
about like having been on was it a Nordita ship?
Yes, I don't remember. The fiction, it goes through a lot of, it changes a lot,
Right.
But yeah, I think in the end, Colville came up with the idea that he was like I think either a member of a crew or captain or something. Ship gets attacked by monsters, they all get killed. Everybody on the crew except him, and he uses like the robotics systems on the ship to maintain life support for himself and
Right.
then rebuild his structure.
Yeah, and
So
I
he
think
builds his own
Sonny
new
had a
body.
hand in it. I think
I don't
there's
know,
something
yeah.
like that. I think it's kind of like they were transporting an alien
Okay.
and it got out or something because Nordita knew about it, and Slim. There's a conversation with Slim in the dropship where they talk about it, and Slim gets really upset that they knew about the monsters and didn't say
Oh.
anything, and he's like, "Well, it would have caused panic." So
I thought Sonny just oiled his joints, like.
oh,
So
that might
that's-
she might offer to upgrade him because he's super stoic. I think she does that. She does that for Slim too. She says like I gave your drone different food or something to like make him faster, and she's just super chipper. Yeah,
Sure.
let's go to Sunny while I'm talking about her. She's so cute.
Yeah,
And
this
she's
is
got
the
this
girl.
awesome arm because talk about a little bit about where Sunny came from.
So
Jump
I mean,
in there.
she actually is. She's not that complicated. Like she was the desire to have that. There's this archetype of the like kind of peppy, energetic, this like hyper intelligent, curious woman who's mechanically inclined. That's that finds it manifests itself in all areas of our genre, and we're like, that's awesome. We need that. Like we love that. We want a girl. We want this cute little Asian girl with a big ass gun.
Because she's almost like there's almost like a kind of an Anakin Skywalker influence there. Because she's super young. She's sort of a flying, kind of like a prodigy, like
Prodigy,
a flight.
yeah,
She's an amazing pilot, and she's really great with tech. She's got the same support framework that they all have with the legs, so that they can
Yeah.
carry those heavy guns. That's why she's also got the arm to help her out.
Yeah. Oh, initially, I sort of imagined her as, this was like super early and that was a band, and so I didn't finish it, but as African American, so she's going to be this sort of like Black Rosie the Riveter kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
I was super stoked. There's a little bit of like pink bra showing under. Like she was going to be hot, man, but we went with a different direction.
Aww.
But she's still hot in her own.
Scott's sad.
Yeah.
Do we have anything newer of Sunny, or is that all right? Let's go back to her idle animation, please. And there's some really cute details about her. Like I think there's oh wait, I can't talk about that.
Yeah,
There's a sneaky thing
sneaky
on her gun, but so anyway,
Anyways.
but she is actually, you can't see it super well in this idle animation, but she's got a full sleeve on her right arm, which is awesome.
Yeah, she's just got so much character.
Yeah.
Like she was a character that in the initial concept, the actual image itself, like the 2D picture, did not communicate as clearly what this person could be, and it was really the culmination of all these different people believing in what the character could be. It was Mike and TJ working on weapons, and this exoskeleton, right? It was Lauren doing his little special touch. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about. She's like this like perfect culmination of a lot of people fallen in love with the character. Like she's way better than she started out as.
More than the sum of her parts.
Yeah, that's the phrase.
And she's got that cute. She's got like a denim shirt or something tied around her waist with some patches on it. Like she's very spunky and
Sunny Brewster, dude.
Yeah, and I just love her interactions because it is such a. This whole team is so grim. They were all frowny, and she's just this little ray of sunshine, but that sort of brings some levity to this group. So do we have any questions for Scott before we replace him with a gameplay programmer? You are being replaced. No, we've got a lot of information here. A lot of, unfortunately, the art book doesn't include any of these post-launch characters. Yeah. So if you have questions, it's good. I think did you join the forums?
I did. I recently joined, but I have not done a thing with it because I'm like, oh, it's going to be so exciting. Like, oh, I got nothing to say. All right.
So if you guys have questions and you missed the opportunity to ask him here, you can talk to us on talk.turtleworkstudios.com on our forums. And what's your handle? It's like Tigerblood Warlock?
Tigerblood Warlock.
Which Sheen. I chuckled about. Yeah. So you guys can tag him with questions. And it looks like I'm not getting anything up on the screen here. So I think we will say goodbye.
Okay. Bye, guys.
And,
thank you.
All right. So we're gonna start the game, and you're gonna get that for a little bit while we have a little shuffle around, and then I'll see you back, and we'll introduce Gary in a minute.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Think we make it out of here?
You and me? Yeah. Don't know about the rest of these assholes.
Assholes?
Well, people.
Oh, assholes, yeah.
You know we can hear you, right?
And I'm back, and this is Gary.
Hi.
Gary is a gameplay programmer, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a gameplay programmer, work on the weapons mostly.
Oh, cool. What does that mean? What does that mean for people who don't work in games watching our stream?
Okay, so mostly I work directly with designers. They'll come to me with whatever wild, crazy ideas they have, and it's my responsibility to actually make them work in the game. Do the programming. I expose the values for them so that they can go in, tweak the values, really tune the characters easily, and try to make things as balanced as possible. I try to be the voice of reason when they ask for something that's a little too crazy. Try to give them a couple alternatives so that we can make something that's going to work within the bounds of, unfortunately we don't have, super powerful PCs in everyone's living room, so, we have to balance performance with gameplay, and I think we do a pretty good job of in the end.
Do you have any examples that you can think of off the top of your head where you had to be like, no, guys, it's just not happening. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's see.
You can think about that if you want. We can sort of look at what's going on in the game. We can talk about that. We can come back to it.
All right. Sounds good.
So we're seeing this is Crow right now. We got this awesome Gobi on his arm. Gobi flies out into the environment in a straight line and then makes everything wildlife, monster, highlight in yellow, like Cabot's dust tag. It doesn't last very long, but he can be sent out as soon as he comes back. Let's see. So we've got the monster here, highlighted helpfully by Gobi. Crow's other nice Moborina. Crow's gun that he's got out now is his what's it called? This is
the long rifle.
Yeah, there we go. Basically, Crow has a mechanic that we haven't used before in the game, which is charged shots. So with his long rifle, he can shoot the monster, which just does normal damage, but if he holds it down and charges it, it actually goes through armor and does direct health damage. So he was getting taken out of the game there by the monster, really did not want to be trapped. While we were talking about Crow, his other weapon is stasis gun. Is that its real name?
Yep, stasis gun.
Stasis gun, sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Can tell I did my homework. So that's a similar idea where it's charged. It's a kinetic rifle. What is that? That's the first one. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Long rifle is our internal working name.
So kinetic rifle.
Yep.
So wow, we got a lot of people down. Oh, it's just our assault. So I think don't leave the territory. Don't do that. You can't go over there.
It's not a valid strategy.
Not going to work. But so his stasis gun, it will slow the monster for a short period of time, but if it's charged, it will slow him like one of Abe's stasis grenades. And that was that is just Goliath making really short work there. Just wanted to give him a smackdown, let them know who was boss, starting right off the bat.
There was a little smack talk going on outside, so I think there was a little revenge that needed to be dealt out. So.
All right, I see how it is. Oh, we have a question. As an aspiring programmer, what tips or help could you give to get into the industry?
Okay, that's a good question. Really, the biggest thing is to just get started with anything that you can. Start looking at games. There's a lot of free things out there that you can use to actually get into creating games from the get-go. Like there's a software called Unity. You can download it for free. Also, the Unreal Game Engine now is available for free, and they have great examples. It's easy to just jump in, start playing around with the some of the existing stuff, and just start to learn. And obviously, go to your math classes. Unfortunately, it's a lot of math, a lot of physics is good. So a lot of your more technical courses help out a lot. And the biggest thing is just get started, do what you can from early on.
Yeah, one thing I hear from people, regardless of what sort of area of the studio they're in, it's doing stuff outside, just doing it in your spare time, putting stuff together, even if you can't, it's like just something to show what you do and what you're capable of. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, when we're looking through resumes, one of the first things I look for is like, okay, what did they do outside of their schooling? It's like, were they working on games? If they've got a couple small games, and it doesn't have to be some AAA quality, full-blown game. As long as if you've shown that you've got a passion for making games and that you have the technical knowledge to actually get something out there up and running, that goes really far for getting your foot in the door.
Yeah, and we have a more specific question for how Torvald's shotgun and mortar cannons are affected by capacity increase.
Okay, let's see. Torvald's has 5 shots by default, so the 50%, you know, unfortunately it rounds down, so you get 2 extra shots. And the same with the shotgun. You get it increases it by let's see.
Sorry, so the shotgun is 6, or sorry, the shotgun would be 7. Then and
the
the mortar
shotgun
cannons.
has,
Sorry, I'm getting confused.
all right.
So-
The mortar cannon starts out with 5 normally, and then
Oh, okay. So even though it comes out in a burst, it will change the number of.
yeah, the number of shots in that burst.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and
I did not know that.
Yeah, and it's actually really useful for fighting against like the Wraith, for example. I'll take that against him because with the Wraith has a lot more of a movement ability, so it's a lot harder to figure out exactly where he is. So with the extra shots, now you're able to cover a wider area and have more of a chance of actually making contact with him.
That's very cool. So then that goes to 7, and then the
Yes.
shotgun starts at how?
I forget
Because
what
it's
it
a
starts
burst,
at.
so it's kind of hard to.
Yeah.
Someone was saying, does shotgun have 12? So.
Yeah, if it starts at 12, then it would go. You would get the 6 additional shots. It seems.
Oh wow, that's.
I don't know if it had 12.
That seems
though.
high.
Yeah.
I guess we could have someone really diligent in the stream count for us in a minute.
Yeah, and part of it too is like as the game development, we're constantly tuning these numbers. So it's part of the reason we have trouble bringing them up off the top of our head. Is one day they do this, next day they may change because through gameplay play testing we realize that that okay, those numbers aren't quite working, so we'll adjust them on a daily basis sometimes.
So one thing for people who aren't as familiar with Torvald's abilities, he has mortar cannons, which come from the things that we were talking about earlier on his back, and those fire straight up in the air and come down in a big arc. So if you're in this map specifically, you want to be careful about what is above you, because if you're in an overhang, it'll hit the ceiling above you before it gets to the monster.
Yes, yeah, and that's yeah, like you said, it's very critical. Is watch your what's above you, and that's one of the things we've really been trying to tune so it feels good. Is we want to get a lot of hang time, but we don't want to be shooting the ceiling 100% of the time.
Yeah, and you can't shoot it super close to yourself, so there has to be some distance. So if the monster's chasing you, you want to try to jetpack backwards to get the distance to shoot that off. And then he also has a rapid fire shotgun, so you just shoot once and it does a burst, which is amazing. And then he's also got shrapnel grenades, which look somewhat similar to Markov's mines, and he throws them at the monster and it explodes and peppers whatever side the monster was facing the grenade with weak spots, and those do 1.5 damage.
Yes, yeah, you'll do the extra damage.
The same as Lazarus's weak spots.
Yes.
Okay. So we could have brought Torvald up just there while we were talking about him, but so we have Sunny up here. We can talk about Sunny a little bit. She's got her adorable shield drone. So do you want to talk a little bit about how that works?
Okay, yes. Her shield drone, it's, like I said, cute little guy, fun to work with. You toss him out similar to like a sentry gun, like one of Bucket's sentry guns, and he'll, when he comes out, initially he can't do anything. He has to build up his energy reserve.
Okay.
So you've got that, as a monster you have a little bit of time to counter it. You can jump in and destroy it before it's able to start shielding. But once it's built up its reserves, now it'll shield anybody who's getting attacked. Now the trick is, it always shields the last person that was attacked. So as the monster, nobody will be getting shielded. You hit one person, that you hit Val,
Right.
Val will get shielded. Now, makes it an interesting strategy, because now if you're going to try to pound through Val, it's going to take a while.
Right.
But you can switch, do another hit on Maggie, which will switch the drone over to Maggie, and then you can keep going back and forth.
So it encourages a different playstyle, because typically I think we encourage monsters to focus targets, because you can get distracted and scattered and not really make a dent in anybody. So
Yes.
with the shield drone, it's kind of like, okay, you have to rethink how you're approaching that fight.
Yeah, it throws
And what your
another wrench in the
priorities
mix.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've had some pretty great play. Oh no, Venom Hound. We've had some pretty great plays with the shield drone. Earlier today, we had someone who was very good at placing it up high, so it had a really good vision, because it's got line of sight just like a lot of the other abilities. So you need to be able to see it.
Yeah, that's really key. And one thing about putting up really high too is it makes it much more difficult for the monster to destroy it, because now he has to take the time to climb up there, melee it, or he has to waste some of his abilities on taking out the shield drone.
Yeah.
Which, then she throws out another one. So.
Right, and but it can be destroyed. It is
Yes.
it is something that just like the sentry guns that you mentioned, it's treated similarly. And it will stay until it's destroyed or she places another one. Is that right?
Yes.
There's no timer. It runs on batteries basically. So like, as it shields, it runs down slowly. Is that right?
Yeah, it's similar to.
Or is it based on damage?
Yeah, it's based off of damage.
Okay.
It's similar to Hank's shield gun, where it's
Okay.
like when he takes damage, when they take damage, it's like takes out of like an energy reserve on the shield drone itself.
Okay.
And once it's depleted, it has to stop shielding until it's regenerated that energy.
Okay, that's good to know. Let's see. We have a question. This question is too long, and I can't read all of it. So let's see.
How many shield drones?
Oh
do you
yeah,
deploy?
Nightwing only one at a time.
Yes.
Just the one. So we've lost Sunny. Sunny is deceased. Let's check out Crow. See what's going on with him. He is trying not to get his shit wrecked. Let's see. I had some questions about Crow. His health, his HP shot. Oh, the his kinetic rifle. Is that affected by Cabot's damage amp?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he'll be doing extra damage to the monster's health straight through that shield,
Yes.
through the armor. That's good to know. And then let's see. Oh, it says Crow appears to shoot lasers. Is this considered a bolt weapon, or because it's only projectile-based weapons that affect weak spots, right? So
Right.
Markov's laser rifle or lightning rifle doesn't
Oh, okay. Yes.
work
yes.
off weak spots. So does Crow's weapon?
Yes, it does. Yeah,
Okay.
well, I believe his weak shot does definitely, and I believe his charge shot. I have to double check that. It's
Yeah.
another one of those things
It's
that's
a
been
good
changing
question,
back
though.
and forth. We've experimenting with both ways, so off the top of my head, I can't tell you. But,
Yeah, but that's a really good question, because it's always good to have weak spots up on the monster regardless, but sometimes it becomes more important than others, and he's just trying to get in there and save his friend, but really having a hard time. Let's see. Do we have more questions? I'm sorry. We have a new system, and it only allows a small amount of text, so sometimes it goes by too fast and I can't read it. Let's see. The other thing we can talk about is Gobi. What are the rules for how Gobi works in the game?
Okay. Yeah. Gobi, he was a fun one to put together. You bring him out. You throw him, and he'll fly straight forward for up to a maximum distance, and he's able to detect anything within a radius. So now he's able to see through walls and any kind of obstructions. So
Nice dodge there, Trapper.
it works out really well when even if you're in close range sometimes, and the monster's somewhere on like one of the walls behind you. You throw him out, you'll be able to get an idea of where the monster is. He has a limited amount of ability to swerve around things, so you don't have to be exact with his throwing, but
he's not gonna like run around corners and fly all over the map. It's more of a straight shot kind of thing.
Exactly. If you throw him at a wall, he's just gonna cancel out once he gets towards the wall, and then he'll respawn after a short delay.
Yeah. So we have another question. Butterfishman. It's based on the monster's health. So when the monster runs out of health, the monster is dead. It doesn't matter how much armor he has. So, typically with any other hunter, you're going to need to have the health gone, or the armor gone, before you can chip away at the health. But yeah, if he's at full armor and just has a little bit of health left, and Crow can shoot through it, they'll win the round.
Yeah, that catches people off by surprise the first time it happens. You hear yelling, and then you're like, okay, yep, you got to explain the rules to them. It's like your health is gone, you're dead. It doesn't matter that you had full armor.
Yeah, I've seen some play styles where people rely heavily on the ability to go get more armor and then come back, but it's when you're playing against a Crow, you have to be a lot more careful with your health. It's definitely even more of a focus than it would normally be.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of damage directly to the health, but over time he can whittle it down. If you're going to be going in and out like that, he can whittle it down and finish you off without
And then,
you
if
realizing
you've
it.
got a Cabot and you've got some weak spots, that'll go a lot faster. So it's definitely something to be aware of from both perspectives. Let's see. We've talked a little bit about Torvald. Did we cover him, or did we miss something? Oh, I see.
Okay.
Apparently we're doing one character a game.
Okay,
So
we're
you
gonna
guys
stick
get to
with
see
our,
a tyrant crawling up onto a bridge in order to beat the crap out of the assault. That's great.
Wouldn't want to be the assault right now.
Hey Cockney Charmer, how you doing? Gosh, out of this team, I got a chance to play a lot of all of them with the press last week, and had a really good time. It was really fun to get out of my normal zone. Normally I kind of stick with assault, but I love all of them. They're really fun to play. They bring a lot of difference. I do still love Torvald because I think just assault really suits me. But I find that I really enjoy Slim. He's probably the medic that I'm most comfortable with. And then Sunny's. I love Sunny's shield booster. Jetpack booster. It's really fun to sort of figure out new strategies and ways of using that are really helpful. And I like protecting people and helping them dodge out of the way.
Oh yeah.
Because when you can't tell the shield drone to shield someone. So if you want to help get them out of harm's way, it's like, okay, dodge, you've got boost, go. So that's really fun. Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, all the characters, like you said, are really very interesting. They play so much differently than our previous characters. But I actually would have to go with Slim too. Yeah, it's fun to know how frustrating it is on the monster side when you're throwing that smoke grenade in their face and they can no longer see you.
Yep.
Yeah. My favorite loadout is to take a rapid reload with him so that you can switch out, throw out his healing drone almost instantly, then switch to your smoke grenade, throw one out, do some damage, replenish your smoke grenade.
And we're seeing this right here. Is he threw that healing drone out, but was just like, I don't need to wait for that. I'll just go pick him up. But it is extremely useful if they wanted to kind of sort of guard the body. So send that drone back to revive the in-cap and kind of distract the monster far away so that he has time to get back up.
Yeah, that's a big thing that the monster needs to learn playing against Slim is if you're running after Slim, you do not want to be leaving an in-cap body behind because it will get picked up, and he's just going to toss that drone behind him, and by the time you get back, the whole team's going to be back up again.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see him using that healing burst when it's up, charging it, making sure he's shooting. I mean, you kind of get on like a wildlife slaughtering kick with Slim just because you're like, I need all the healing burst.
Exactly.
So that's
it's like,
fun.
give me your energy.
Yeah. So we got sort of like a mass wildlife murdering bugman. I also just love his hands. His hands are so cool. Like when you fall out of the dropship, it's just like, because he's only got four.
Three, I think.
Three.
Yeah. 3 digits, so he's got a.
I needed to actually put my hands out and do that motion in order to visualize it for anybody who's up at the tour.
No, none of us thought that was weird.
Yeah. So I know for a fact that Jess's favorite hunter is Sunny on this team. She loves Sunny. I think she really enjoys the mini nuke. And she's just, Sunny's just kind of adorable. So let's see. Does Crow's Arena have any different properties?
No, the arena itself is the same as the rest of the trackers.
I think the only hunter who has a modified class ability is Slim.
Yes, yeah, he has the increased healing range, which and it does a different amount of healing. But that's because we wanted to tune it so that as a combat medic, he needs to be like with that leeching gun of his, he needs to be right in front of the monster, getting that healing. So if he wants to be healing others, he needs that increased range. And also, when he does want to hang back more, he's able to reach out to those to all the other players. but with the leeching gun, he's able to compensate for the smaller amount of healing he does by the much more frequent healing bursts when he's doing that damage.
Yeah. Yep. Gotta be in there. Gotta be smacking people around.
Yeah, as Slim, if you hang back and try to play it safe, it's like your rest of your team is just going to die because you just, as you can see right now, it's taking his healing burst quite a while to recharge because he's not shooting anything.
Yeah.
So if you were doing that in the middle of battle, it would be game over.
So he's kind of the anti-Lazarus.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like Lazarus, you want to be super scarce, sniping from a distance. Slim, you just want to be right up in there. We have a question. How many spore clouds can be up at once and for how long?
Let's see. We don't have a hard limit. It's based off of how fast you can shoot them out and how long each individual one stays up. So I think the number ends up being like 4 to 6, something around there. But yeah, in actual gameplay, usually you just if the monster moves out of the existing one, you throw them in another one, and each one lasts for a moderate amount of time.
That's an interesting question. If Crow dies while Gobi is deployed, what happens to him?
He goes on vacation.
That's like some
you know,
really intense, like specific timing.
Yeah, no, he'll fly out to his max range. He'll continue to scan, but then once he flies off, then obviously he's gone.
He doesn't come back to Crow. It's so sad.
No.
How much less?
Oh, how much less healing does Slim's healing field do compared to the other mercs? Hunters. Sorry. Hunters. Yes. Off the top of my head, I don't know. It's a decent amount less. It's like maybe 50%, 40%, somewhere around there. I don't know the exact number, but as you can see in battle, while he's really using his leeching gun effectively, he's able to get those off like more than twice as fast as the normal medics.
And he's doing damage while he's healing, so
Yes.
it's kind of similar intention to Kyra, where it's like she can napalm grenade, put that dot up, and then go back to healing. So she's still doing some damage while she's healing.
Yes, and his healing drone can also be healing another merc that's out of range all at the same time. So,
multitasking.
Yeah.
So since you used a throwback word, how long have you been with Turtle Rock? Because we didn't cover that.
Quite a while. When did I start here? Over 3 years ago now?
All right.
3.5 years? Yeah, back when our hunters were mercs.
Yep.
And I still call them mercs, so.
Yeah, so we've gone through a lot of iterations and a lot of different phases, I think, with the game. And
yes, it's very different than what it was 3.5 years ago.
So were you here before we had specific classes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
That must have changed your job immensely.
Oh, you have no idea. We'll just rewrite all these systems here.
Oh, no big deal.
Yeah, exactly. I'll do it tomorrow.
Let's see. Does capacity affect the shield drone?
No. The shield drone. Yes, actually.
Yeah,
it does.
I would think it would because it affects Hank's shield projector as well. So
Yes.
it gives you a little bit more juice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And let's see, does Sunny's jetpack booster capacity increase with the perk as well?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, you get the same amount of perk. All of the energy-based weapons that recharge over time, and all your ammo-based weapons are all going to get that same boost.
Cool. That's good to know. I don't use that one very much, but I probably should. I tend to use Quick Switch a lot.
Yeah, Quick Switch is good, especially for Slim. The capacity is really good now, especially with Val, with some of her tuning changes now.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she has so she heals faster, but she has like the longer recharge now.
Right.
But so it's like having that extra capacity with that faster healing, it makes for a good combination.
Yeah, Val fans, pay attention. Let's see, what's Slim's healing range in meters?
I don't know.
I don't actually know what the normal healing range is in meters.
Me neither. It's
I
think
big.
it's like big. Yeah. I believe it's approximately twice as big as the normal radius. So
Okay.
it is significantly more than the other medics.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And when he does use it, you can see these concentric rings flying out, and those
Right.
give a little more of an indication of what the range is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think by just like imagining what it looks like, but I would hate to estimate and have it be super off.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out. You can ask on our forums.
I'll bring a cheat sheet next time with all the
Yeah.
settings.
They ask hard questions. These are our serious fans in here. They've got all the hard questions. Well, speaking of which, I have an email where someone had asked questions on the forums. I think I got through all of them. Someone asked about Torvald's shrapnel grenades. They put weak spots on the monster. They are 1.5 times. So if Val were to hit the exact weak spot, it would be replaced with her 2 times damage
You
amplifier.
know we can hear you, right?
I think I checked that. I think that's right.
That's
Unless you know it's not right.
probably the intended behavior. Yes.
Okay. So
Notice I
because-
say intended behavior.
But they will not stack, so it's not
Correct.
like
Yes.
it's not like Val can put a 2 times amplifier on top of a Torvald amplifier and have 3.5 times. That's not going to happen. So it theoretically should take the higher weak spot.
Yeah, when you hit a creature that has a weak spot on it, it damages it uses the weak spot that's closest to the impact point. So if you'd be closer to Val's, you'd use hers. If you'd be closer to one of the other shrapnel mine ones, it would use that one.
Oh, that's interesting. But I always try to keep that up because I mean, it's free extra damage. So
Yes,
it's
it definitely
super important.
it definitely pays. Even just Torvald himself, he does more damage by getting those weak spots on, shooting his gun, and then as soon as they disappear, throw another one on.
Yeah.
It's much more. It's more effective than just hitting him with the shotgun straight up.
And it's also it's going to be dependent on which direction they're facing. So with any other monster than Behemoth, you'll want to kind of aim for the head in as much as you can really aim specifically with these. But with Behemoth, you'd want to make sure you hit his front, so you have a chance of getting that like double headshot spot on his external exposed
Oh yeah,
organy bits.
Torvald is great against Behemoth. If you've got your shield left, you throw some weak spots right in front. Then getting close to all your shotgun blasts or hitting all those weak spots on his weak spots, and
Right.
you just watch his.
Is nobody gonna
damage
save
go
the?
away.
What? They're just like, yeah, Torvald, you got this. You can solo a tyrant, no big deal.
Yeah,
And,
I
like
guess that's the plan.
Stoic Viking manages to handle himself. Hopefully, we've got a drone on him. I see his health going up. How did I not? Okay, I haven't been paying a lot of attention to the monster in this game. I just realized it's Wraith. Hi, Wraith. How you doing? She's evolving right now, which is very exciting. Let's see. Does capacity increase affect Hank's orbital like it does Torvald's mortar?
It's a good question. I don't believe it does. No, yeah, I don't believe it does.
Yeah, because that's already a lot of bombs that drop in that. I feel like it would be kind of obscene if it got any bigger than that.
Yeah, it lasts for quite a while. It already lasts to the point where the monster is going to be leaving the area. So adding more, even more, I think would probably just mess your teammates up more so as you're trying to run
Yeah.
after the monster.
There's nothing like a bad Hank who's just like,
Oh,
ah,
yeah.
drop all the orbitals, and you're like, but I can't get to the monster. He's on the other. What are you doing?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
can be a little frustrating playing with those.
Yeah. Let's see. Does Sunny's jetpack booster increase the power, or just let other hunters use their jetpacks longer? So it runs their jetpack off her battery.
Yes.
So
yeah.
it doesn't affect the hunter's jetpack at like fuel level at all. Oh my god, plants! There's gonna be some smack talk for that.
Oh boy, that's not good. But yes, when you're being boosted by Sunny's jetpack booster, the jetpacks are more powerful, and it's using just her energy. So
Yeah, I mean you can get higher, you can go a lot further, and then as soon as she stops, you'll be needing to use your own jetpack.
Exactly.
So like, if as a Sunny player, you want to make sure that you're shooting that jetpack booster until they get where they're going. Because I've seen some people like shoot it and just like, okay, I'm done. And they just like, oh, well, now I'm up high in the air and I can't get to where I'm trying to go. So
you don't want to leave your teammates high and dry with that.
yeah. So yeah, jet booster, it requires a little bit of finesse. Do Torvald's mortar shells work in caves? They do. You just have to like it. you just have to be aware of what's above you. So if he's
Yeah.
standing under a bridge or something and tries to shoot his mortar cannons in the air, it's not going to work. It's going to hit right above him. So if there's a high enough ceiling in like the caverns in this space, it'll work.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing that helps compensate for that is now in caves, the monster has much less movement ability. So you have a much better idea of where the monster is going to be. So it's a little harder to get them to him, but it's also easier to determine where you should be shooting them in the first place.
Yeah, that makes sense. When their movement's limited, they're going to be easier to hit with that, hopefully. Can Slim's heal drone be out when he's down? I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The heal drone will be active as essentially it's independent of him. So even if he goes down, the heal drone will be there.
Okay.
The heal drone. One interesting thing about the heal drone is it doesn't get destroyed by attacking the drone itself. You just do damage to the person who's being healed.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little odd at first, but it makes sense once you realize you've got this drone flying around that's impossible to hit. You're really happy about that as a monster.
So he can technically get people up from beyond the grave.
I guess that's
From
true.
Intep. That's yeah.
A reverse Lazarus.
Very exciting. Reverse Lazarus. I can revive you even when I'm down. That's very cool. So it seems like we've got a lone Sunny here, running around by her lonesome, waiting for her teammates to run in. And I don't know if Wraith spotted her. I think she did. Looking for those footprints. We've got some
Yep, they're gonna make it.
stealth maneuvering. Yep, here we go. Dropship coming in. Phew! All the hunters breathe a sigh of relief collectively. Yeah, I had a game with Sunny last week, and I was being so annoying. We were playing on Aviary, and oh no, Sunny!
Well then.
Mega Mouth for the lose. But we were playing on Aviary, and like I was just kind of trying to buy some time for the rest of my team to come back in, and the monster's hitting the relay in the middle of that sort of moat type area, and I would just kind of like pop out and like throw a nuke, and like throw it on a shield generator, but then not stand too close to it, and like eventually he'd get pissed off and come over and try to find me, and I just like cloak and hide behind things.
Yes,
and
yes,
he couldn't find me, and it was awesome. It was very fun. I love
she's
being
a great character for stealthing and
yeah.
just kind of annoying the monster in general.
Supports are like that. They're the great lone survivors. When they're the last one up, it's usually that cloak can be super clutch. All right, so they've got Gobi's eyes on it. Let's see if they can bring this back. We've got more questions. I just love his like cyborg arm holding that thing. It's so cool. I'm trying to hear what's going on out there.
Yeah, it's sort of the frisbee of
They're
death,
rather
isn't it?
subdued compared to the people we had playing Behemoth. They were very, very loud. Getting a great spread of the shrapnel grenade there. And still
in the midst of abduction there, just brought him right up in his face so that he could eat a couple of those shotgun blasts. And
yeah, it's like, oh good, I put these mix bots on, thanks for the delivery.
Yep.
Pow to the face. But you can see he's aiming a little too close to himself with the mortar cannon, so that's why it's giving you that little red X on the ground, because that shows that it's not a good placement. But while Wraith is camping, I use mortar cannons when Wraith is camping the body, or when and the monster's camping, because it's like, okay, well, I'll just sit here and take free damage. Shrapnel grenade, drop mortars, shotgun. When mortars back up, switch back.
Yeah, mortars are great for any of the monsters to stop them from camping the bodies, and the mortars actually work fairly well against Wraith once you learn how to use them. At first, it doesn't seem intuitive that okay, the monster that can move around the craziest amount would be something that you'd want to use these slow firing events at or weapons on. But once you learn how Wraith works, it's like when she does her abduction, you know where she's gonna be coming back to. So as soon as she takes off from an abduction, you just start launching the mortars where she's gonna return, and then she returns, and they all land on her.
Yep. That's awesome.
You can really start punishing the Wraith for some of her moves, and the same with her Warp Blast. You know, when she goes in for a Warp Blast, she's stuck in place for a while. So if you can get that timing down, it's really effective against her.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I guess Wraith could counter it is, I think now you can trigger Warp Blast earlier. So
Yes.
I guess if you know Torvald's on the team, you might want to kind of mess with how predictable that is.
Yeah, the big thing with Torvald that really plays a lot different than the other assaults is that you really have to be much more predictive. You know, even more so than like with the landmines, because you need to know where the monster's going to be at a specific moment in time. But if you can make those predictions, and it's educated guessing. You know, it's very much skill based.
But like right there, I mean, he knew he was falling backwards, and he knew that the Wraith was going to come at him, so he put that mortar down right there. But he kind of got shoved into that tunnel, and
yeah, he was hurt. He was hurt there. One
there's
thing
some
is that
places you just don't want to fight.
yes, this is very
like
true.
Don't chase him in there. He'll come back out. It's just a bad idea.
Yeah, one limitation on his mortar cannons too is that they can't explode immediately. Like early on in development, when we just had them explode whenever they hit the monster, but Torvald would just run right under the monster, literally stand there and shoot him and hit him. So we realized that's probably not a good strategy that we want to be encouraging.
Right.
So now they have to go off for a certain amount of distance before they'll actually explode and do damage to the monster. So don't feel too bad as a monster. You do have a chance of countering him.
Oh, that abduct, man.
Nice.
Yay, shield drone. Getting in there.
Again, the support is annoying the monster.
Yep.
What's new?
Good job, support. Oh no, but no health. Oh god. The drone can only do so much. Oh gosh. Alright. Run, Trapper. Is he... Wait.
50 seconds,
That's an interesting tactic. Locking him in the arena
I'm not
with
sure
you,
what
and
the
then...
thought was on that move.
Yeah, a little puzzled.
Yeah.
There's a strange strategy choice there. Triumph Wraith. Swoosh, swoosh.
Sometimes the arena is not your best move.
Yeah, I don't... I got nothing
sure
on that
yeah,
one.
exactly.
I had no idea.
Going out with style, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. We have... Someone's asking how much faster jetpacks recharge. So, Sunny doesn't actually recharge jetpacks. She just gives them
An alternate fuel source.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then boosted, more powerful jetpacks while they're actually being boosted.
Yes.
But their jetpacks will recharge at the normal rate and under the normal rules.
Yep. And then Slim's clouds do work on wildlife because it just stops him from smelling completely, right?
Actually, they really don't do anything to wildlife.
No, but I mean, like, if you shoot it at him, he can't smell hunters or wildlife.
Correct. Yes,
Yeah.
that is correct.
So, so I guess if that's what you meant, that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I guess we're going to play a game, and we're going to be completely silent. And,
I guess we could manage that somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. I do love talking incessantly. But yeah, so have at, and we'll keep an eye on your questions for afterwards. Although I guess we're not going in just yet.
No. Okay, shortly we will be not talking.
Stuttering. Yeah. So we're going to check out Broken Hill Foundry, which is one of our beautiful new maps. And you guys just saw the mine on the last game, which I love. And these maps are actually connected. For anybody who missed our stream talking about maps with Daniel Phillips, if you look down from a specific point in the Foundry, you can see where the mine is, and vice versa. You can kind of, I think it's easier to look down, but it's like off one edge of the map. So yeah, Foundry is really interesting. Lots of elevation changes, lots of buildings in the way, lots of line of sight challenges, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, yeah. This map actually can be a little difficult for Crow because Gobi has a limited ability to go around obstacles, but he's not going to go pathfinding around some convoluted way to get to the monster.
Yeah, but it makes that even more important when he is able to land it, because being able to see where the monster's going on the other side
Yes,
of
yeah,
buildings.
that's great. If the monster manages to go around a corner, you're not sure where he is, and you throw it and you see it's like, oh, he's on the rooftop above us. You know, it can still be very useful.
I was playing Abe earlier on this map actually, and being able to track with the tracking dart really helped a lot. It was better than being completely blind, but I think that the outline actually, like sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. You can't tell, elevation.
Yeah,
as
you've got this
So-
like 2D icon, that it's like it's hard to get as much detail. Whereas like with Gobi, you can actually tell if the monster's feeding, whether he's sneaking.
Yeah, so lots more detail there, and I think we're gonna jump right in and let you guys watch this teamwork.
All right.
Bye for now.
All right. See ya.
Because it's hard to get to her. That's live. Well, someone needs to be ready.
You think we make it out of here?
You and me?
Look.
Yeah. Don't know about the rest of the assholes.
Assholes?
Well, you know, people.
Oh, assholes. Yeah.
You know we can hear you, right?
I love this banter. Alright, guys. We gotta take him this round. Let's do this.
Went down.
You went down? Okay.
Yeah, he's like over here.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I hear him. There he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
Where? Oh, okay. Get in front of me, Trapper. I got you. Oh, I see you. He's rolling way over there.
Help us out. Find the monster.
I hear him.
Careful, there's a
Right there, right there.
I see it there.
Did you cut through? Yeah, he did. Go, Trapper.
Is he still back there?
I
think
thought
he
he was, but I lost him.
I think he waited. Let us pass him by.
How did we lose him?
I think he just waited and then let us walk by him.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yep.
God damn you, Sam.
Got Doom Beetle. There he is. Got him. Got him.
Alright, I'm coming in.
Where is he? Keep that stasis on his ass. I can pay. Got the shield drone down there.
Nope, it's down right here.
Why's it down right there?
Yeah, I put it at the wrong spot right now.
Put it.
I'm gonna move it right now. I'm just getting it down.
Get Lee out of there. Or no,
I'm
man.
get.
Try to get him out of there.
Come back, Lee. Come back. Come back to me. Come back to me.
Alright, now get me out of here.
Ugh.
Oh, no, never mind, never mind, never mind.
Get ready to give me a boost. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Where is he? Oh, he's on the ground. Doom Beetle,
Oh,
get out of the way.
I ran right
Get back,
into
get back,
him.
get back, back.
God damn it.
Fucking Doom Beetle.
Get away from it, get away from it. There we go, he's dead. Yeah, he's running right to you.
Mobile's on half.
Alright, I'm ready.
He started sneaking.
Yeah, he did. Start throwing that Gobi.
Oh, yeah. So let's
He's behind
go.
us. He's over here, he's over here.
Ping it, ping it.
Over by me.
I didn't get this.
Oh, he's right here, he's right here.
Drop it if you have it.
I'm not the trapper.
Oh, I know. I was talking about the trapper.
Yeah,
Go, 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 go.
give me a boost. I'm too far away.
How far
Now,
are you-
go, 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 go,
How
go.
far are you going? There you go.
Up, I'm out.
Too far, yeah. Alright, I'm right on him, so whenever you get another boost.
He's like, sounds like he's up here.
Alright, he's in.
You got him. Oh crap, here he is. He's rolling towards me. Stay over here by the...
Can we get Gobi on him? I can't freaking...
Yeah, I can't. There he is. Right here.
Jesus.
Yep, he's on me. He's on me.
No, he's not. Ah!
Gobi's
Keep
coming
him
out.
stasis, keep him stasis.
Go, so go after him. Keep going, keep going. Do damage, you boosted.
Mobile's on a quarter.
He's in Slacktown. To the right. To the right.
Mega Mouth.
I can hear him. He's off to the left.
Go ahead, Trapper. I got you.
No, he's back here. I got tracks.
Is he back there?
Yeah, he's back here. He's right here. He's coming after me.
Come back, come back, come back.
Mobile's on 95%.
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
Get ready to boost me. Get
Right
ready to
there,
boost me. Boost me. Boost me.
Where you at? There you are.
Right in front
Go,
of him.
go, go. Get him.
Yeah, I got him.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's in.
Full armor, let's get him.
Damn it, this is a bad place to fight him at. I can't put a shield drone anywhere.
Come on, come on, come on. Going up top, going up top. Boost one, boost assault
Get
up
him,
there.
get him out. Assault, go, 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 go.
Alright, everybody DPS.
We got him, we got him.
Good job, guys.
All right, so that was a pretty cool game.
Yep.
I actually really liked at the end, we could see that the assault wasn't able to get a clear shot, but the monster was still getting his health and armor just melted away. And that was actually, I think, you said Slim's.
Yeah, Slim was
Slim's
actually
leeching
doing
guy.
a lot of damage, especially against Rock or
Behemoth.
Yes, against Behemoth. You know, he has such a large hit area. You know, when every single one of those pellets of his leeching gun are hitting, it takes off a lot of damage.
Yeah,
you know.
so if you like to do damage and also like to be a healer, I think you found your medic. Sorry, I had a comment from yes, Dress. Aha! It is on the teleprompter. Yes, I know. I don't have a real teleprompter. It's an iPad, but
It works.
we do our awesome stream and it works.
We're a high
So
club.
yeah, I hope you guys had fun. We I think got to a lot of your questions. So yay! If you have more questions, come to our forums. It's talk.turtlerockstudios.com. You can also reach us on Twitter. It's at EvolveGame or at Turtle Rock. And then I think a few of us will actually be streaming some Tier 4 hunters later this evening and through the weekend. So before you can see it yourself in your own hands, you can see some of us devs playing it and some streamers, and it should be a lot of fun. You can laugh at people's learning curves, so you know the mistakes that you shouldn't make once you get your hands on them. So I think that's all I gotta say. Thank you so much for joining me, and thanks to Scott as well, who had to depart in the middle to make room for Gary here. We should get a couch so I can
There we
fit
go.
lots of
Yeah,
people in here at once.
that'll work.
Very exciting. All right, thank you guys, and please follow, and we'll see you guys for our next stream.